Hello and welcome to part 36 of the Digital DJ Tips Learn to DJ free email course. This video accompanies part 36, but there's a lot more material for this module as well. If you're not signed up, so you're not getting all the free material, please go and sign up now. It's totally free and you get a weekly module with a video, community discussion and lots of other stuff as well. So to get part 1 next week, go and sign up now. digitaldjtips.com/join. So for part 36 we are talking about controllerism, or the dark art of controllerism as our title says. So what is controllerism and how does it relate to digital DJing, and should you be interested in it? Now controllerism is quite a young art, and I think of it as a subset of digital DJing. You see, you have DJing as this big thing, playing music to people in dark rooms. Then you have digital DJing, playing music to people in dark rooms when you're using digital gear as opposed to records or CDs. And then you have controllerism. Now controllerism has been made possible by the digital gear, or by DJ controllers, hence the name. This is a DJ controller, of course, and controllerism, as invented by a guy called Moldova, a really nice chap who we have interviewed on Digital DJ Tips. It's well worth Googling that one and reading his interview. Controllerism is all about, well, these bits here, these are DJing. You put a tune on, you hit play, you mix it in, maybe do a bit of scratching. This is DJing. Controllerism is about these bits. Controllerism is about all the stuff that you couldn't do before digital. So controllerism is about cue points, cue juggling, where you're chopping a tune up and playing different bits of it on buttons. It's about using effects that are beat matched so that the effect is reacting to the changes in tempo. It's about all the stuff that you couldn't do before software and digital DJing gear. Controllerism is at the edge, it's pushing stuff. It's bringing production, it's bringing the values of production into live performance and into DJing. It's why software like Ableton Live, which can be used to make music on and to perform music on, is so popular. It's why software like Traktor now has a controllerism element with the Traktor F1, which has got buttons on it like this, which you can play samples and you can chop up and use different parts of tunes to reconstruct and re-edit live. Controllerism is about pushing at the edges of what's possible. Now, controllerism can be wonderful, wonderful fun in your bedroom. You know, if you want to be a producer, if you are a producer wanting to be a DJ, if you're sitting on the border, if you're new to this whole thing and you don't think it's clever just to play 2 tunes, get them in time and count to 4, as deadmau5 famously once said about traditional DJs, if all that stuff bores you and you want something more, you know, you're going to love messing around with controllers and with controllerism. It's something that is extremely engaging. But the worst side of controllerism is that it's a little bit like someone trying to do a Jimi Hendrix guitar solo who's not very good at guitar. If you don't respect the stuff you're doing and the traditions behind what you're doing, and you don't take the time to practice, you can make one hell of a noise. Now, if you're doing it in your own bedroom, fine, no one else has to worry about it. You enjoy it, you get on with it. But if you're doing what we're all about, which is DJing in front of a crowd to keep a dance floor happy, to create a mood and to take those people somewhere, then you need to be careful that you're not doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff with your DJ controller, because at the very, very, very worst, it's people on virtual DJ using the bloody siren and the echo effect and the break all the time to get from tune to tune to tune. It isn't even controllerism, it's just rubbish, but it's using the techniques. Slightly better, but not much better, is people who have got bits and pieces chopped up and who are just doing it incessantly all the time and who aren't very good at it. You cannot do that stuff for 5 hours to keep a dance floor happy. The very best controllerists are the ones who are either geniuses and can play 20 minutes of music, spanning all kinds of stuff, taking you on a journey that you just stand there gawping at. That was brilliant. Look at Moldova, for instance. He is a genius, and if you watch any of his videos on YouTube, I'm sure you'll agree with me. He didn't invent the word controllerism for nothing. Or the people who use it sparingly, who can play a DJ set which uses all the traditional skills of DJing. Brilliant music, very lovingly and carefully selected. Having a DJing voice, something that means that what you play and what you do is standing apart from other DJs. It's getting something of you channeled into what you're giving your dance floor, programming sympathetically, mixing in a way which doesn't detract from the immense amount of effort that's gone into making those records, and then sprinkling a little bit of magic on top using controllerism techniques. To me, that is what you should be aiming at. That's the vanguard if you're going to be playing more than 20 minutes. If you're going to be doing more than a performance of your skills, keeping a dance floor happy, which is taking us away from this little subset back to DJing as a whole, if that's your aim, and for us that is the aim of a DJ, then controllerism is something really useful, just like scratching is something really useful that you can add. And of course, as I said a little bit earlier, it's a hell of a lot of fun. Messing around in your room, mapping your controller so buttons do things that no one else's buttons do. People like Ian Golden at DJ Tech Tools are engineers. They are people who are engineering gear that you can wave above your head and it makes the music do something. You know, this isn't DJing, this is beyond DJing, this is something different from DJing. And it's not necessary in order to be a DJ, but it doesn't mean it's not fun, and it doesn't mean it's not pushing the boundaries. And what happens is that the best bits that these guys come up with filter back down into the mainstream. Cues are filtered into the mainstream. You can now have cue points throughout your tracks, and there are ways of using them that DJs wouldn't have thought of if the controller guys hadn't pushed it and made it happen. So go and experiment with controllerism, but just keep half an ear on what your audience is telling you, and don't bore them or grate them so much that they leave the room and it's just you playing to yourself. That's my only piece of advice on that one. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.